It's interesting when you say that American dream, because I think it's about hope and giving hope and looking to the future. And when you use the word American dream, especially for me, it means being able to have the opportunities to do the things that you want to do. To be able to find the educational resources, support from family and friends, so that if you have this grand dream, you can figure out how to do it. The other thing about the American dream, at least for me, is that it's not something that's set in stone. Dreams are always evolving, they're always changing. I mean, for me, if you had asked me many years ago when I was going to law school, you know, what would you think if you were doing this 25 years from now? And I probably would have laughed at you, because like that's not a part of what my dream is. But I think the beauty of the American dream is it's always changing. But it gives you such hope, and is something I think that we all strive and something that we all live for. Well, my vision of the American dream started out from that view of being a farm girl from South Dakota. I was very, very fortunate that I had well-educated parents, even though they were farmers. My mother was a school teacher and believed in the value of education, and they were incredibly supportive in helping me, you know, decide what I wanted to do. So from an early age, I knew that I was different than the other farm kids. I knew I didn't want to live on the farm, and I really wanted to be first a veterinarian and then a lawyer. And so my parents said to me, let's just figure out how to get this done. And so they were very supportive. I went away to college on college scholarships to help me kind of be that. But my American dream was to really be a trial lawyer and, you know, basically put criminals, primarily drug dealers, in jail. That was what the dream was, and luckily I had people around me who helped me and supported me in that. I've said to other people, I was one of the lucky ones who got to have a midlife crisis at 20 rather than having it at 40. You know, it was a extreme shock to the system, because if you think about your own college experience, you're in college, the world is ahead of you, nothing can stop you, and all of a sudden, bam, you get smacked in the face. Luckily for me, I had amazing parents and amazing doctors who just said, we're going to beat this. And so from day one, there was a lot of hope for my recovery. It was just, how do I get through the lengthy months of surgery and all the radiation treatment I had? So I left school. I became very more independent. I lived in an apartment for 4 months at Mayo Clinic. My parents went home to work on the farm, and I basically took myself to treatment every day. My parents came to visit me on weekends. I went home some weekends, but I was pretty much on my own. So I had a lot of time to think. And it was an interesting experience. I would say it was a more positive experience than negative, because I learned a lot about myself, and it helped me kind of redirect what I wanted to do. So when I came out, I still wanted to be a lawyer, but I was much more focused on giving back and trying to figure out how I could get a sense of accomplishment of helping people in the world every day while also doing my career. Unfortunately for me, I practiced for about 6 years and had a really hard time connecting those two. And so when it came time for me to leave the practice of law and find a new career, little did I know at the time that philanthropy and fundraising was going to be a way for me to use my legal skills, but also help me kind of meet that personal goal I had set to myself, that when I went home every day, I was going to say to myself that I had done something in the world that made a difference to someone. Well, I think philanthropy and the American dream kind of go hand in hand. So, especially when I look from my work here, you know, to me, philanthropy is about giving back. It's not necessarily dollars, though in many cases it is. It can be about volunteering. It can be about lending intellectual capital by sitting on boards of directors, but it's really about helping people achieve their dreams. So whether you're volunteering or whether you're giving money, you're really helping people achieve the dream of financial stability. It may help somebody get a home. It may help someone get an education. I mean, just even think from my own student experience, I wouldn't have been able to go to the college I went to except for the generosity of someone else who created a scholarship. And so I think the two really go hand in hand and help make that American dream more achievable and also more successful for people. My advice to young people is keep your dream alive and will yourself to be flexible. So you are always going to have obstacles. The most important thing that you can do is get a good group of people around you. People who are positive, people who believe in you, and will help you figure out when there is that obstacle in the way, how do I get around it? People you can talk to, that's one of the most important things. So I would tell young women, find a mentor to talk about career, a mentor to talk about life. One of the most amazing mentors to me are 2 or 3 of my best friends. We talk about everything. We talk about work, we talk about life, we talk about children, but you have to have positive people around you. You have to be flexible and know that dreams evolve. And it's okay if dreams change. As I said, I thought I was going to be a trial lawyer, a DEA attorney, prosecuting drug criminals. That is definitely on the other side of the spectrum of what I do today. But it doesn't mean that I gave up on my dream. My dream just changed because I changed.